In today's video, we're going to leave North America, fly across the pond to England, to a quaint little area outside of the city of Sheffield. Farming Simulator 22 map that we're going to be exploring today is called Moss Valley, and it's a beautifully detailed map based on digital elevation model data near Sheffield, England. I located the area on Google Earth that the map is modeled from, and it is quite a nice representation of that area. We'll briefly explore the map and then dive into building our quaint little farm in the beautiful English countryside. Hello and welcome to the Farm Bubba channel, where we help you learn all you need to have fun in Farming Simulator 22. Be sure to check out the Farm Bubba channel homepage for more videos, and while you're there, please subscribe to the channel and ring the notification bell to be notified when a new video is posted. Please leave a comment below to let us know what you thought of this video and give us some ideas of topics that you would like to see in future videos. All right then, let's get going. Taking a look at the map view here on Moss Valley, we can see that we have a large amount of fields. In this area of the map over here, we have quite a few little icons. Our shop is located in here. We also have a biogas plant. We have a bakery. And here's a garden center. We also have a couple of other sell points down here. Here's Gear Lane Bales, Ridgeway Goods. Here's our animal dealer, grain mill, dairy, and a sawmill. Right here in the center of the map is our starting farm. You can see that we own quite a bit of land around here, and we also own a couple of fields over in this area too. And here is the starting farm here on Moss Valley. There are a lot of animal pens and lots of buildings. But on this map, I'm looking to build a smaller farm, a one-family, quaint little farm in the countryside. And this is the one that I found. It has a lot less buildings, so it has a lot of potential. There's a little cow barn, lots of storage areas, a couple of houses. Nice little place to give us a start. Now, of course, we're going to explore a few of these buildings here. We're going to get rid of a few. We're going to add a few, change a little bit of the landscape, and turn this farm into something that we want ourselves. Now, as a reminder, I am on PC, and all of the mods we're going to be using are on the in-game mod hub. I'm going to build a farm to my style of gameplay, but this is just an example of what you can do on your farm. Be sure and use buildings that you want. Build this farm to your liking and your style of gameplay. One point that I always stress on my farm builds is to make sure that we turn off autosave, and then we do incremental saves as we make changes to our farm. So if we jump into our game settings menu, we want to be sure and turn our autosave interval off. And as far as the time scale, turn it down as low as you can go. I have a mod called Easy Development Controls on, so I can turn my time completely off. But if you don't have Easy Dev Controls, just turn your time scale down as far as you can go. So the first thing we're going to do is check out a few of our buildings here. This, of course, is our farmhouse. Over here, this is actually a bunker silo. This is some other storage buildings and looks like another house. There's a camper there. Here are a few other storage buildings over here. Our small little cow barn. And we've got a diesel tank there too. First of all, this second house here, I'm not sure why it is here, unless it's some sort of a multi-family farm. This building here we are unable to get into because there's no doors that will open for us. This building here does not have any access either. We can't get into any of these doors or open any part of the building. But the first thing we need to do is generate a little bit of money to work on. $100,000 is not going to do it. Now, because I have easy dev controls, I could just cheat in $10 million if I wanted to. But if you don't have easy dev controls, you'll have to either sell off some land that you currently own, sell off some of the buildings that you currently own, or get rid of some of the equipment that you own that you don't want or you don't need. So first thing we'll do is let's go into our map view and just get rid of a couple of these big fields that we still own. You can see here that we still own field 33, 34, and these couple little areas over here. Let's just go ahead and sell off. There's $22,000. Let's just sell off this one. There's another 14. Sell off this one. There's 284. And this one is another 154,000. So now we're at about a little over $500,000. Going to our shop menu, we see that we own all of these items here. Let's just go ahead and sell all of this stuff off. We can always buy more equipment a little bit later. A lot of this equipment I don't care for, but I do want to try to use some regional specific equipment and not a bunch of American equipment like I do on my North American maps. So we'll see what we can do along those lines. Okay, so we got rid of everything. We got about $1.5 million to work with. I think we can start with that. If that's not enough, we can just come back in here and sell a couple of these buildings if we want to, and then that way we can sell the property here. We might be able to sell the property here already without, yep, we can sell that for $63,000, but the only thing is we won't be able to come back in and sell any buildings off after that. So let's just go this route, go ahead and sell that. Okay, so now we're back over here. First thing we need to do is buy this property here. That's $29,000. We can afford that. Okay, so now that we own this piece of property, we can sell some of these buildings. Into our construction menu, over to demolish. And let's see, this, I don't really care for a bunker silo, so we can get rid of that for $30,000. This second farmhouse, $10,000. This other building here that we can't get into for $10,000. Got another one over here we can't get into for $10,000. We're going to keep that building there. And there's another one for $10,000. We've got rid of that. Now I'm going to relocate this diesel tank a little bit later, so we'll sell that for $10,000. There's a lot of what's called farm clutter here that we can get rid of for $10,000. But what I want to do first is let's go in and do an incremental save. Just pop into our menu here, hit save, so that if we make a mistake here, we don't have to go back and do everything all over again. So let's get back over here. Go back into our construction menu, over to demolish. And let's demolish our farm clutter for $10,000. Okay, now I got rid of that big piece of machinery, and there were some other little items around here, some tires and pieces of debris and things like that that were eliminated. But other than that, we've still got most everything else that we need right here. Okay, I like this building here for storing equipment in. These two buildings are really kind of in my way because of the plan that I have. So let's go ahead and get rid of this one. Sell that for $10,000. And we're going to sell that one for another $10,000. Now we've got a little over $1.5 million to work with. So this is what we're going to end up with right here. We'll add a few things to it and make us a nice little farm. So let's go ahead and do an incremental save again in case we make a mistake. And the first thing I'm going to do is put another building on this on this concrete pad here, apparently. Let's go into our construction menu, go down to sheds. And this is the shed that I want right here for $5,000. So we're going to place it right in here. Let's get around the back side here so we can kind of line this up with that concrete pad we've already got. I think that's pretty close. Now this area here, I want to flatten out because I want to put a chicken coop here. So let's go into our construction menu, over to landscaping, and down to level. Now let's level this area up just a little bit. A little bit bigger target here. And we want it all to be on this same level here. So we're going to raise all the rest of this up a little bit. You see it's moving it up quite a bit. Oops. Want all this to be as flat as possible. And there's another area in through here I want to get as flat as possible too, because we're going to push a building back here just a little bit more. We want all this back here to be on the same level too. Now, before we put our chicken coop on here, we want to be sure and paint this ground here. So we go back into landscaping, over into painting. A round brush, make it a little bit bigger, and paint this all that grassy green. And we want to be sure and put some grass on there. You see my character here supervising this whole project. A little more grass over here. Now let's go in and put a chicken pasture in here. Put this one right here. Spin it around. Kind of get it in this area here. Line it up like we want. Tuck it back in there. You can see here that it has its own grass, but we're going to camouflage that by putting some dirt in here. We're just going to use our smallest round target and just go in here and kind of do a little bit of work here and get rid of a lot of this grass in here and make it look just a little bit more natural. We're going to get rid of that grid here in just a minute. Probably should have done that first. Make sure we clean this trough area here. We're going to do something like that and then run over here and get rid of this grid and see what we think of everything. I don't know. It's not too bad. I think I can live with that. So we kept this little storage building here, which we can store some equipment in. We've got this big shed here that we can store a lot of equipment in. And on this small farm, we're not going to have a whole bunch of equipment anyway, but we do want a bale and pallet storage area. We're going to need to feed our cows some silage, grass, and hay, and provide some straw for them also. So we need a place to store all of that. Let's go back in our construction menu, down to silos, because that's what they're called. And this is the one we're looking for right here for $10,000, bale and pallet storage. I want to turn it around this way. Kind of facing that building there. I want to back it up a little bit and place it right there. We're also going to want to store some crops, so we want to add a little flat bottom silo here. Let's get this one here, this little Meridian model. Turn it around kind of this way and place it right about there. Now we're going to need an auger to fill that. We'll get one of those here in just a little bit. And now that's to form the ground just a little bit, so we're going to need to smooth some of that land out a little bit. Let's go into our landscaping tools. Come over here to soften, get a little bit bigger target here, and let's just soften this area around it through here. In fact, we can soften a lot of different areas here since we've moved a few things around. This soften tool will just smooth out a little bit of the terrain here so that our tractors and trailers don't bounce all over the place. We just kind of run that around here. We can even soften the edge of this chicken coop here, because that kind of raised things up pretty high, but we'll just soften that edge just a little bit. Make sure this little path around the house is softened up. Could even soften up around the roadway here, in and out of the farm here. just to make sure that everything's good and smooth. We moved a couple of buildings over here, so they had probably deformed the ground a little bit, and we want to smooth all of that back out. Probably should have done an incremental save before I did that, but you need to do that just to make sure you don't make any mistakes that you can't fix. All right, so much for software. Next thing I want to place is a place for manure to collect. So we go into our buildings menu, over to silo extensions. It's actually under silos, and here it is over here for $10,000. Let's just pop it right here. It deformed the ground a little bit, but we can smooth that out with our softening tool. Let's go back into our construction menu, over to tools. We're going to put in our little workshop area here. You can put it anywhere you want. You can put it inside the building if you wanted to. I'm just going to place it right outside here. We're going to go to containers and find a container for diesel fuel, like this little one here. And I'm going to back it all the way up against here. The little icon on the back is where we fill that silo, but we can go inside the garage and do that if we need to. So we're going to place that right there. Go back into tools, and I want to get a pressure washer. Put that right over in here. See, so if you go in through here, you can still access and fill your silo. And there's our little service facility there. Okay, so that's the bulk of what we're wanting to do here. So let's do a little bit of landscaping. Let's go back into our construction menu and painting, and we're going to do a little bit of grass painting over here. A little bit bigger target. Since this manure pit is kind of sticking out here, what we're going to do is just curve all this around a little bit and go around this thing some. Right back into here. Add some plants back in there. Let's go into our manure pit here and add a little bit of animal mud. Bring that out here just a little bit. Put a little bit of dirt in through here to make a path. The easiest way I found to do a small little path of dirt is to get rid of that square target, go to a round target, the smallest round target, and then just sort of drag it across here. I'm going to run it back up in through here as if a tractor pulls in through there. While we're over here, let's go ahead and put a little bit of access into the field here. Just whatever you think looks good is all that matters. And that don't look too bad. Make it look a little bit more natural. Now let's go in with our painting tool and put a little bit more dirt in here. A little bit bigger target, and we can run a little bit more of this regular dirt around through here. We'll actually go back in there and put some grass behind there. Let's go ahead and put a little bit of regular dirt in here. You can only get so much in here because this mask around this building is going to keep us from getting into this area here. But we can camouflage it a little bit by just getting in there as close as we can. Switch over to our green. Go back in here with that. Switch over to our plants. Pop a little bit of that back in here. Let's check everything else out and make sure that's what we want. We need a little bit more green over here. Just whatever you think makes everything look natural. Some people more skilled and artistic, certainly more than I am, but I just do it the way I want to make it look, please myself. Back into our dirt. Get rid of some of this other stuff here, a little bit bigger target. There you go. I don't think that looks too bad. And those are just some of the things that I like to do on farm builds that I do. The sky's the limit. You do whatever you want on your farm. Make it just the way you want it to look. Well, that about wraps things up for this video. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel for more videos and ring the notification bell to be notified when a new video posts. Don't forget to leave a comment below to let me know if you like this video and if you have any questions and suggestions for topics for future videos. As always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.